My desire to fly airplanes was brought on by the energy in our country during World War II. After the war, we moved back to the South, and that's where the difficulties began to show up in my life, in my family, and so on. By the time I was 10, now I'm being told that you can't be a pilot, or I'm dealing with racial oppression that was prevalent everywhere. So all of those things began to affect my wanting to still fly airplanes. The first time I encountered a black pilot is when I arrived at Tuskegee. During the orientation, we got introduced to the mighty Tuskegee Airmen. And so now I'm seeing these great role models, and now I'm under their tutelage and their mentorship. I immediately applied for the Air Force ROTC. And so now it was 19 years from the time that I first decided I wanted to be a pilot. I'm finally in a flight school. I flew my last flight in pilot training. I will never forget that afternoon when I successfully completed pilot training on a solo flight flying over the skies of Alabama. I was given an opportunity to fly jet fighters right off the bat. I was assigned to the F-4. My first 6 months after I graduated from pilot training, I was flying combat in Vietnam. And then went to Europe, and I came back and went to instructor school, and then also qualified for Top Gun School, the Air Force Fighter Weapon Instructor course. And I did all of that in the first 7 years or so of my flying career. And then when I went back to Vietnam, right after I finished the Fighter Weapons School, I finished my second combat tour. And then I got assigned to the test squadron, where we were going to test the modifications to the F-4, which were sorely needed. About a year later, the selection was going to be made for the guys who were going to go test the F-15. And I was selected for the F-15 program when we got ready to bring it to Luke Air Force Base in 1974. So it was very exciting times, and to build the foundation for the future fighter capability in the Air Force was really gratifying, and to be part of a legacy of service and commitment that goes back to the very genesis of this country of ours. Americans have been answering the call of duty, honor, and country. And so being part of that gives me personal satisfaction. And then when I see young people today, I know today that the sacrifices that we made 50, 60 years ago is well worth the struggle and worth the sacrifice that we made. That makes me proud to be a veteran today.